Everybody, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video for this weekend I thought would be fun, since it's feeling very spring-like here, to do a very spring-like inspired palette. This is the Zoeva Melody palette. It's so beautiful. And I was watching Tati video and she mentioned it, and I was like, I have been long overdue to get this video out. I'd actually taped a first impressions video and I hadn't gotten around to editing it, and I thought instead, since I've been wearing this a while, instead of doing a first impressions, I'll give you my review and show you how I look and go from there. So this is the palette. So if you guys are interested, please stay tuned. Just a little bit about my channel. I'm a beauty unboxing lifestyle. I do some makeup reviews. I do product reviews, general stuff like that. I do unboxings of clothing. That one is coming, I promise, the FabFitFun one. But anyway, if you like those kind of things, please subscribe, hit the like button, share my videos, all that good stuff. We are almost to 500 subscribers. I have a couple giveaways coming up. One of them will be the 500 subscriber giveaway. Yeah, so anyway, this beauty is the Melody palette. I'd heard of Zoeva and their stuff is looking really pretty, but nothing had really inspired me to go online and order. This is a German company, if I remember correctly, and so it does cost a little bit more to ship, although I don't think the shipping was that exorbitant to the US. It was only like $5, I think. This palette was not that pricey. I believe it was like 20 some odd dollars, like 22 or 25. It was really, to me, was not that expensive. They were doing a package where you could get this beautiful mirror that had this pattern on it, and then some lip glosses, which I believe I have here, so I'll show you guys those lip glosses as well. These are the two. Oh, sorry, this is one of them. Let me find them in here. I forgot about the lip glosses when I went to start doing this video. So they came out with, like, I believe it was 4 or 5 lip glosses. So if you got the whole one, you get the palette, the mirror, and then all the lip glosses, and the whole thing was like it was like $100 or $75 or something like that. It wasn't like exorbitantly expensive, but I didn't want all the lip glosses. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like the lip glosses, so I really just picked 2 shades that kind of called to me. This one is Become Butterfly, which is like a peachy shade, and then this one, which is almost a clear color with just a little pink sparkle. This is Fly Away. So these are the 2 I got, and then I got the palette. So total, I think this was like maybe $40 or $50. I cannot remember. I'm so sorry. Anyway, if you're interested, go look online. I'm not even sure what they still have left. I ordered this way back at the beginning of April, or it was the end of February. No, end of March, sorry. It's been a long day today, but a good day. I went to, my daughter had a birthday party she had to attend, spent all day outside. I'm totally awkward with other parents. Yeah. If you guys have small children and you work full time, at least for me, I feel like when I go to these birthday parties for my daughter at her school, I'm totally awkward with the parents, which is weird because I'm not an awkward person and I've never in my life had problems making friends, but for some reason I have a hard time connecting with the people who go to her school. And I don't think there's anything wrong with those folks. I think they're all nice people. I'm just awkward around them, and I don't know if it's, I feel like I just don't connect as well. I'm used to being around people that are in medicine, and so it's harder for me to connect to people that aren't, and maybe that's just me getting older. I don't know. Anyway, aside a note, let's get into this palette. So it is beautiful. This palette does not have a mirror, but it is aesthetically very beautiful. I love the, I guess you would call this holographic or shimmer that is going on with this butterfly pattern. As you can see, it is quite a thin palette. It's on par with, let me show you guys some other palettes that I think are, like, the packaging is kind of on par with size. It is about as thick as a ColourPop palette, but it is longer, but I do like it. It's very lightweight feeling. It's got that magnetic closure, but these are the colors. There are 10 shades here. Beautiful springtime colors. I'm really been into these kind of apricot shades recently, and then I've been really into purples, which you guys know that I love purples, and then always a good nice neutral. I just think it's really beautiful. And I think it was these two shades that drew me to this palette, but the aesthetics of the palette honestly just kind of drew me in. So let's swatch these. I'm going to pause. I'm going to swatch these on my arm, show you guys the colors, and then we'll dive into how they wear, what I think of them as I'm putting them on and showing you guys a tutorial or a demo of the shades. Okay, so let's hold and I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get back into these shades. So there is a mix of shimmers and mattes here. There are 4 matte shades, straight up matte shades here. There's this first one called Crown Swirling. Is that Crown? Cown Swirling. These are all butterfly themed. This one is like a whitish color with sparkle in it. There is World Above, which is a really pretty like peachy apricot color. Then there is this Fly Solo, which is kind of your mid-range, cool toned brown here. And then there's the About to Leave, which is your dark crease color. And then you have shimmer shades. There is the Airy Dalance and the Gentle Class, which are 2 colors. So this is Airy Dalance and this is Gentle Class. These are the shimmers. They are very buttery. They're a little bit, you have to be careful. If you go into heavy-handed, they can be a little bit crumbly, but they apply very beautifully. There's this From Heaven, which is it's a beautiful like inner color, corner color. It's just a really light, shimmery, kind of peachy, not even peachy. I would say this is like a creamy color with just a hint of pink to it. Crystal Wings, this one is really cool. It looks in the pan to be kind of this like brownie color, but it is actually a duochrome that goes from gold to this kind of orangey color. And I'll show you guys on my arm here in a second how it looks. Soul Unheld is just a really pretty shimmery gold. It's a darker gold than Cocoon of Doubt, which is a lighter gold. So you can play those off of each other. So those are the colors. I swatched them on my arm from top row to bottom. And these are the colors here. So you can see how they look on here. Very beautiful. They all kind of go together in some form or fashion. This is really your pop of color here. And it is such a pretty purpley blue color. Actually, it matches my shirt quite nicely. But they are very, very pretty. This is really just one swipe and then I just kind of smooth them out, but they are buttery, creamy, and pigmented. And then this is the one I was telling you about. That is that duochrome. You can really see kind of how it gets that beautiful orangey shade on there. So these are really, really beautiful. So anyway, stay tuned. Let me show you a demo of how these look, give you guys a completed look, and then I'll talk a little bit more about how these wear and what I think of them and do I recommend this palette. All right, guys, really close in here so you guys can see. I am going to do one eye and then at the end I'll pause and I'll go back and do the rest of my face makeup and then give you the final reviews here. So I'm just going to do this eye here. You'll kind of see me looking off into the distance because I have a mirror here. Again, this palette does not come with a mirror, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But we're going to go in and I'm going to do more of a peachy look just because, I don't know, I'm feeling very peachy. I'm already wearing purple, so I kind of, well, this is more blue, but I kind of want to offset it a little bit because there's peach in this outfit and I just feel like it would look so pretty. So we're going to start off with first this color World Above and go in. Now it is powdery. There's kick up, so you have to go in with quite a light hand. Tap it off. You can see that. Oof. But if you're used to using like ABH shadows and everything, that probably won't bother you. If that bothers you, that's probably a non-starter. But look at that. It blends so beautifully. I don't mind powdery. I actually kind of like powdery. I get annoyed when I feel like I'm not picking it up on my brush. I've learned to take a very light hand when I'm going into shadows. Some people really hate it because they feel like they're wasting their shadows. But I'll be honest. I buy so many dang palettes. I don't think I'm ever going to, go through all my palettes. So you can see just how pretty that color is laying out. It's just a really soft muted peach. I'm just going to go in a bit more with that color to kind of darken out my crease just ever so slightly. And I'm going to get just a smaller, slightly more dense brush here and really just kind of play up that crease color. I need to wash my makeup brushes. Look at this. My daughter She stole my little changing pan thing here, and yeah, so I'm resorting to a towel to clean off my brushes. I am actually going to go through and clean all my brushes. They're disgusting, but I will get to it eventually. So yeah, I'm going to go back into this shade a little bit more and just really depth up the color right above the brow here. If you can see, so pretty, very subtle, and just drag it there. Okay, so that's the first color there. Now what I'd like to do next is I am going to go in next with this color About to Leave. That's the dark crease color. And let me find my favorite brush for this. If I can find it in here. Yes, here it is. So I showed you guys my BH Cosmetics one the other day. This is my other fan brush. This is my Sephora fan brush. I don't even think they sell these unfortunately anymore. I was looking, this Sephora VIB sale is going on, so I've been like really going over makeup products and I don't see it there anymore. But if you're interested in it, I have like a whole video on this. It's the only video I have that says my Sephora haul. All right, so we're gonna go into this pretty brown shade. Again, a light hand is all you need. Tap it off because this stuff is super powdery and it's quite pigmented and it picks up quite easily. So you don't wanna, I mean, look at that. You don't wanna go too crazy. You'll end up with stuff everywhere. And I'm just gonna go into that crease corner there. This is also very buildable. So you can just kind of start and build it up slowly, which I think is a better way to go because it allows you to not end up looking so chunky. All right. And I like to go into the crease to define that crease a little bit more. And then we're going to go along the bottom here a little bit to define that eye a little bit more. And again, I've talked about this. The brush is flat and fanned. It does a really nice job if you have hooded eyes just to get into that corner. That is one of the best shapes that I've found. I could never figure out why makeup never worked for me and why my corner always looked so messy and was going out really weird until I kind of found this brush shape, and then I was like, ooh, this works so good. So you can see, it looks really pretty there. Now we're gonna go into some dramatic colors here, and by dramatic, not really. We're gonna do the pretty color here, Chrysalis and Airy Dalliance. And this is my NYX Professional Silicone Brush. I've talked about these. I love them. They're just great. So I'm gonna start first with this lighter color. Pick it up on here. This works really good on a wet brush, on a finger. Today I'm feeling like my silicone brush. It's like using a finger, only not using a finger. And I'm gonna go here, and as you can see, bam, pop a color there. Really pretty. It's just really bright and beautiful. And I like this because unlike a finger, these get really beautifully up into the crease there. And so you really can pop that color in there. Again, like I said, these shades, if you put them on too heavy at the very offset, they're a little crumbly. So I prefer when I'm using this to kind of build up the shade. It just applies a little bit nicer. You get less fallout. So you can see I'm not really getting any fallout. This is Crystal Wings. And so I'm gonna use the other side of this silicone brush and pick it up. This is the one that has that really fun brown to orange shift. Really pretty there. And I'm gonna use this to kind of transition from that peachy shade into my brown. As you can see, oh, it's like they made these shades to go together. It's such a pretty shade. Just really fun and unique. It almost makes you look like you have a wet eye, which sounds weird, but totally is on point right now. All right, so now we're gonna go into this really pretty shade from Heaven, and I'm gonna use that to kind of go into that inner corner area. I really like using this kind of angled brush from, it's called the Mini Flat Angled by Luxie. That's the 111. I really like that brush for this because I feel like you can just pop it in the corner like that and then go up and go there. Really pretty, and just does a really nice job. So as you can see, this is laying really nicely with the brush. This is not wet. This is just taking the brush there and going in and then blending it up. There you go. And then I'm just gonna bring it along the bottom here. A little bit messy, but pretty. All right, and then because why not, I'm gonna do, to just give it a little pop of color, I'm gonna take that purple shade, which is Gentle Clasp, and I'm just gonna go in on the under part here with an angled shading brush. This is one of my Crown angled shading brush, and I'm just gonna use that a little bit in there. It is, like I said, a little crumbly if you're a little too heavy-handed. And I'm just gonna go on the underside here and put it under there. And actually, I'm gonna kind of drag this over here. I feel like this will just kind of connect my look with my outfit really well. Even though it's like 10 o'clock at night, I'm gonna wash off this makeup. Since I was all day at a pool party and stuff with my daughter, I did not wear makeup because I didn't know if I was gonna end up in the pool or not. As you can see, this purpley shade is not the most like super duper bright. It's pretty, but it definitely, it's more of like a topper shade or kind of an iridescent. It's definitely not like a bam in your face purple. It's just a little bit more subtle. If you like a little bit more bright purple, I don't think this is your shade. This is a little bit more of a plain girl shade going on there. All right, guys, I'm gonna pause, do the rest of my makeup, come back. We'll go through final thoughts here. I'll be right back. Oh, I thought I paused. All right, guys, I'm back. I had a little mishap there. I like completely did a rookie mistake and got mascara. Like, actually, you can still see here. I don't know what I did. I got mascara all over the place. Yep, another daub. So the mascara I'm using either works really well or it really doesn't. But anyway, this is the completed look. I did go back in with this color here, Counts Swirling on the eyebrow. Just a little highlight there. It's a really great color for that. Just a really kind of like shimmery, it's not even shimmery, it just has a little bit of glitter in there. You can't even really appreciate. But it's like a little pink glitter on that color there. Let's go into a little bit of what I'm wearing real quick, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this. So yeah, I had a really like hard time with this. I've been using this for a while. This is the Mile High Club by Wonder Beauty. If you get it right the first time, like I did on this eye, looks beautiful. If you accidentally are not paying attention and glub your face, it's a nightmare. But I'll keep using this. It does make my lashes look really, really pretty. I did put on this lip gloss, and I wanted to swatch these two for you because I failed to kind of go into these more. So this is a really pretty lip gloss color. This is that peachy color that I described. As you can see, these are more topper, so that's what that one looks like. It just has a light peachy pinky topper, and that is the Become a Butterfly color. And then this color I didn't use today, but this is Flyaway, and this is really just a clear with some pink sparkle in it. As you can see here, they're really toppers. I put this over another color, which I used my Bite Beauty in Glass or Glass, I think is the term. So you can see that turned out really pretty. Other things I did today, I had mentioned this in a previous video. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. I wasn't sure if I was going to try it, but actually it looks pretty good. So I went ahead and decided to use it because some people had commented on my videos that it actually looks really good on fair skin. I was not having the greatest day today putting on my makeup. Things were not working out well. So I went with my tried and true blush. This is the It's Not Me, It's My Sign by Space Case. As you guys can tell, I use this a ton. And then recently I've been gravitating towards this. This is the Morphe's highlighter in Extra. I don't know, their highlighters just really look pretty on me, and they do a nice job. So that's what I went with. I did my normal Maybelline Fit Me concealer, which usually is like my holy grail and works great, but today, I don't know, my skin was making it do some weird stuff. Probably because I didn't moisturize right before I went in, which I normally do. And then the Ilia powder, which I think is a great powder. I used my NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. I totally recommend this, but it's expensive, so pick it up during the VIB sale if you haven't already. And last thing I wanted to do while we were chit-chatting about what I thought about this palette, let me find it. If I can find it, I don't know where I went. Hold on one second. All right, while I talk about what I liked and didn't like about this palette, I'm gonna put on the ColourPop Color Crybaby. They just came out with a bunch of new eyeliners, like a whole series. In addition, they rebranded how they look, which I do like the new packaging a little better. So if you want some inexpensive, really nice eyeliners, I totally recommend it. This one is just kind of a purpley white color. Anyway, so what do I think about this palette? It is a beautiful palette, obviously. I love the aesthetics of it. I think it is, it blends beautifully. It goes on beautifully. I will say that it lasts a long time. I wore this to work a couple of times, and by the end of the day, the shadow still looks pretty good, which is wonderful. It does do a bit of fallout. You have to be careful, but if you're not heavy-handed and you kind of slowly layer it up, it doesn't do a bad job. This color, Gentle Clasp, it is a little bit more sheer than I was wanting it to be, but it's still a beautiful color. As you can see on the under eye here, it looks pretty, but if you're expecting a big wham of purple, this is probably not the palette to get that in. It's more of like a topper sheer shade. Kind of have to build it up a little bit. But it is a beautiful, beautiful palette. All the colors go really well together. I love the peachy tones in this one. The peach colors are by far my favorite in it, but it is a nice palette. I do really like it, and I totally recommend it. And I think it's so pretty, and I love that it's an indie brand, and it's just a little different than anything else they've done. Now, as for their lip glosses, I'm not a huge fan of these. They're not awful, but they're not great for the price. I think they were like $14 or $15 each. They're really tiny, and as you can see, I've only used them a little bit, but they're not even like totally full, I feel like. So I think that's a little crazy. They're a tad bit gritty, not like horrible, but once you get them on, they're not sticky. And they wear down pretty quickly, but that's a typical lip gloss. So these are not my favorite lip glosses. I don't hate them. I'll definitely use them. But I am kind of glad I didn't get all of them, just because it's just not my favorite formula of lip gloss. They're definitely more of a lip topper. So just something to take in mind. But it is a beautiful collection. Totally check it out. I don't know where you can buy them beyond straight up from their website. If anyone knows if they sell on any other things like Beauty Bay or anything, let me know. Beautylish, all of those. But I just went straight to their website and bought it. Yeah, beautiful. Totally recommend it. That's about it. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. I will probably upload this for Sunday. It is Saturday. And then I'll be back later this week. But thanks, guys. And as always, I appreciate your comments and all that good stuff. And bye.